I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, so Neoshoalbrand here. This deck is the Goblin Charbelcher of Modern currently. This is a deck that can literally win the game on the first turn. So here's how the game win goes. You use this card, Allosaurus Rider here, which says you can exile 2 green cards from your hand rather than pay this card's mana cost. And you put this into play. Then you use Neoform or Eldritch Evolution to turn Allosaurus Rider into one of your copies of Griselbrand. Then Griselbrand draws your deck, which includes copies of this card, Nourishing Shoal, which says you can exile a green card with converted mana cost X or less from your hand instead of paying this card's mana cost. So you use Nourishing Shoal alongside Autochthon Wurm and Chancellor to gain more life and draw more cards. And then eventually you cast Laboratory Maniac and draw cards while your deck is empty to win the game. And we do this on the first turn through extra mana that Chancellor of the Tangle makes, as well as Simian Spirit Guide filtered through Manamorphose. So this deck can lose on the first turn. This deck can win on the first turn game. It doesn't always, obviously, but it can on occasion. So let's go ahead and dive on into a league here and see how this goes. This is a deck that the new Once Upon a Time card is going to slot right into because it helps you find Allosaurus Rider or land drops. Cat Tree Dream Card, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Secret Muffin, thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. What would you take out for Once Upon a Time? Probably the 4 copies of Dissenter's Deliverance. Dissenter's Deliverance is basically being played in this deck because it's a green cantrip. So this hand doesn't have an... It's actually funny. If this land was an Allosaurus Rider or a Pact, we would turn 1 them, right? But it doesn't, so I need to mulligan. So this hand just needs a Eldritch Evolution or a Neoform. So we're going to keep this and bottom the Wild Cantor here. And I have 2 cantrips, right? I can cycle this Deliverance. And like, again, it's actually funny. The Deliverance is actually better here than Once Upon a Time would be because Deliverance, we need to draw an instant or sorcery here. So I'm going to shock this in so we can cycle the Deliverance. Make green blue. All right, that's an Eldritch Evolution. So let's cycle this. We just need to draw land. All right, so next turn, if we draw any green card, we can combo them. That looks like any green card. So we cast Summoner's Pact. We get Allosaurus Rider. We cast Allosaurus Rider by exiling this and this. We cast Eldritch Evolution. Fetch up a Griselbrand. Draw some cards. Draw some cards. We go Shoal, exile Allosaurus Rider here. Draw some cards. We go Shoal, exile Worm, draw some cards. So again, this is turn 3, which is pretty slow for us. So hopefully this turn 3 kill is going to be good enough. Draw some cards. So there's only 5 cards left in my deck at this point. So I actually haven't drawn my Laboratory Maniac yet. But the way this works is I have 2 Noxious Revivals, right? And I have 2 Noxious Revival. Do I have another Shoal? Yeah, I have another Shoal. So what we do is we go Shoal, exile the Autochthon Wurm, or anything really. So we go Shoal, gain 7. And then, yeah, there's a couple of ways to eat this Rhesus. So we can Cantor and then evolve into the Laboratory Maniac. I can also just put 2 cards on top of my deck here with Nourishing Shoals. Or with Noxious Revival, sorry. And then I can draw 7 to pick up the rest of my deck. And then we go Pitch Spirit Guide. Oh, I guess this leaves me at exactly 7. Oh, that's awkward. That's fine. There's still a way to win here, right? We pitch all the Spirit Guides. Okay, wait. I found the line. Oh yeah, we have Shoals. I put a Shoal back on top, right? Yeah, that's it. I put a Shoal back on top. Yeah, this deck replaced Griselbrand, basically, for the fast kill deck. Alright, now we play this, which sacrifices for a mana of any color, so we sack for blue. I'm technically supposed to play around Dismember here, right? So the optimal play here is I put Nourishing Shoal on top of my deck, and then I cast Manamorphose to make white mana, which then, I guess I could have also put Nourishing Shoal back in it. It doesn't really matter. So then I could do this to gain a bunch. Yeah, Once Upon a Time goes into every green deck. Every green deck. Because this way, when I'm at 69 life, I get to, if they go to kill my Laboratory Maniac, I just draw 7 again in response. This one, we're going to add a few decks to the website. This one, add Neoshoalbrand. Regardless of how good this league is, this deck's hilarious. And it's getting added to the website. So for those that aren't familiar with what happened there, Laboratory Maniacs has the same text as 4-mana Jace, which is if you draw a card when your deck's empty, you win instead of losing. So you cast this and then you draw and you win. Do we even sideboard against Tron? Let's add a command for Once Upon a Time. So this hand has an Allosaurus Rider, but it doesn't have either Evolve or Evolve spells, so I think I go to 7 here. This hand just needs some lands, right? So we'll keep this. We'll bottom an Noxious Revival here. SCG will put up pre-orders again. The way SCG works is they put up a card, they sell out, they put the card back up at a higher price, they sell out, they put the card back up at a higher price. Is generally how this works. My opponent mulligan to 4. Yeah, it goes into every green creature deck. Every green deck that has creatures. Well, my opponent mulliganed to 4 and has turn 3 Tron. So we're hoping to draw land plus Neoform next turn. So I get 2 redraws here, right? Yikes! Yikes! Wait, did I mess up? I think I just messed up, right? Did I just miss it? I think I just missed it. Yeah, I missed it. I'm aware I missed it. I'm aware I missed it. I said in my head I was looking for it when I drew this. No, wait, I already had made blue-green when I drew this, right? Okay, no, I didn't miss it because I'd already made blue-green when we drew this. Okay. No, yeah, because you make blue-green and then you draw the card. So this got drawn off the second Morphose. Alright, any green card kills them here. Most likely kills them. Yeah, the fact that we drew Griselbrand and Laboratory Maniac here means that we can't do it, right? They only had O-Stone. I'm blaming you for this, Ulamog, Greg. This is your fault. They only have O-Stone summoned this. That's all I'm saying. No, there's 2 Griselbrands for when you draw one. Having the ability to talk is weird. Listen, we don't want you to feel uncomfortable here, so let's put you back where you belong. Want you to feel at home. Veil of Summer doesn't do anything. Nah, you don't care about Dismember. You'll beat Dismember. Oh, it's so close to a turn 1 kill, chat. It's so close to a turn 1 kill. If we just had a tutor, we'd have it. Yikes. Yikes. So, decks like what I'm playing, I think create awful gameplay and should not be legal in Modern. Because what my opponent does, generally speaking, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what our deck does. So, like, whether or not we win or lose isn't determined by what my opponent's deck does. It's determined by how hot we run, basically. If this land made blue mana, is this the only non-blue land in our deck? I think this is the only non-blue land in our deck. Yeah, that's the only non-blue land in our deck. If this land made blue mana, we'd actually kill them on turn 1 from 5 cards. Alright, so any green card lets us go off on 2. Any green card, please. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Just like, only non-blue land in 2. Just draw a non-green card. Running non-green cards. The good news is if they Karn us here, we can still draw a green card and kill them next turn. Thought Not Seer gets us, though. Walking Ballista, sure, that one doesn't really matter. How many non-green cards are in the deck? That's a good question. There's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we have 30, 37 green cards. And we're through 4 of them. So there's 19 non-green cards in my deck right now. And I bottomed to... Right? We bottomed two green cards too. 2 non-green cards too. I bottomed Griselbrand and Laboratory Maniac. So what's the... Let's find out how unlucky are we. So with the population size of 50, there were 17 non-hits, which means there were 33 hits. So we were 66% to hit last turn, and we're about there every turn. So we've been better than a coin flip every turn to hit a green card, which makes sense, right? Like over half our cards are green. The good news is if they Ulamog us here, we can still kill them next turn. So like if we just draw a green card, we can kill them still next turn. Okie doke. This is where, like, you start playing carnival music. It's like, and roll. Roll tape. All right, we need a shoal. If we hit a shoal, we have the worm already. Yeah, we could still whiff. We're definitely not guaranteed. Okay, so we've missed. Oh wait, we have Wild Cantor. We have Wild Cantor and Children. Do I spin Manamorphose first? I feel like I should spin Manamorphose first, right? Although 35 is divisible by 7, right? Okay, so I think it's not right to Manamorphose because my library is currently divisible by 7. And like, we're gonna get to draw 14 here, so good chance we find a shoal. The Children is kind of sweet. It's like a 5th shoal in situations like this. Yeah, opponent's hoping they can shoot the Laboratory Maniac in response, so we're just going to want to gain enough life that we can draw 7 twice after we play it. Is the TLDR? Wow. It's incredibly rude. I'm going to draw again in response here. And I need to remember that I have a draw on the stack. Because I want to try and hit another worm here, right? I guess I can Pact for the worm. Yeah, I was gonna Pact for the worm. This is gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna have to Manamorphose anyways, which throws off my count, so I think that's fine. So there's 20 cards left in my deck. I have a draw 7 on the stack. So I can draw 7 again here. This puts me to 13 cards. So I can't draw again because I'll die. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Noxious Revival, my Nourishing Shoal. That's tasty. Nice Tron deck. It is so viscerally satisfying to dumpster Tron in this way. Just incredibly satisfying to dumpster Tron. If you've never dumpstered Tron with this deck before, 10 out of 10 would dumpster again. It's a good time. This Tron playing against this deck is how fair decks feel when they sit across the table from Tron. It's just like, you're just like, yeah, you deserve this. You deserve what you're currently experiencing. And if they go to shoot the Laboratory Maniac, we just draw 7 again in response. Nobody hurts my Laboratory Maniac. Nobody. Yeah, Tron can only win this matchup when our deck fails to do its thing. And this was a game where we got probabilistically incredibly unlucky and still just killed them. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. We play a bunch of Modern here on Magic Online. We also play Standard on Magic Arena. As always, I'd love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to shout out that it is currently September, so if you're someone out there who's enjoyed my stuff and you've thought about supporting in the past, between now and September 24th, all new subscriptions on all Twitch channels are half off, so it's a great time to show a little bit of support for my content. I'd also like to plug up my sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, unlike Grand Prix, Nerd Rage has streaming coverage at every single one of their events, so you can check them out on twitch.tv/NRG series. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper trading cards, using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck blocks, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Highly recommend their Elite Guard 2 sleeves. They start at just $8 for a box. A great price on a great product. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directed to other players on their peer-to-peer trading network. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And, of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Sharps! Thanks for the 15 months, I appreciate that. These aren't just Kiki Chord cards, although those overhand shuffles showed Kiki Jiki Chord of Calling and Resto. There's a Heracross in here, because sometimes you want a chord for this in the burn matchup. It's pretty good there. And we have, what else do we have in here? We have a Togmanamon. And then some kind of Dryad here. We have the Vicious Dryad from Warhammer in here. Good mix of stuff. Good mix of goodies. So, Arena has an update this morning, and they've not updated their alternative installer, Seth. And their default installer doesn't work for me, so until they update their MSI installer on this page, I won't be able to play without doing a bunch of extra work. I can finagle it to work without that, but it's a lot of effort. Is this the turn 1 kill? This is the turn 1, right? We reveal this, we play this, pitch these, we kneel. Yep. Are we on the play? Of course we're on the play. Woohoo! I am so incredibly glad that Wizards of the Coast banned Faithless Looting and made Modern an incredibly slow and fair format. Honestly, I think it's just Modern is so slow and fair now, it's great. Thanks for the 10 months, BCV. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So we do this. We do this. Yeah, we mulligan to 6 and are killing them on turn 1. Now, we're not 100% to win here, but we're an incredibly high percentage. There is a world where we fail to draw a shoal here. He says as he fails to draw a shoal. Now, the good news is we did not cast Summoner's Pact this game. So we do actually just get to pass the turn here, right? We have an 8/8 lifelinker that draws a bunch of cards in play. Yes, this is our failure state. Turn 1 Griselbrand, 7 cards in hand, go. Oops, incredibly unlucky. Oh no! Don't path me! Don't path me! Don't path me! I should have positioned our hand to beat a path to exile. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The pride cometh before the fall, chat. Our hubris has killed us. Our hubris has killed us. All right, so the play here. Oh, geez. I didn't keep enough green cards in our hand. Oh, we just drew the Allosaurus Rider naturally. That's fine. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So I should have kept more green cards in my hand, so that way I could Noxious Revival the Allosaurus Rider back and put another Griselbrand into play. But thankfully, we're professional. Arkadar, thank you for the 19 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, do you have another path? If I had more experience playing this deck and was thinking about the failure rate, I would have set myself up to guaranteed be able to put another Griselbrand into play. But I'm an idiot, but I'm also an incredibly lucky idiot, so it was fine. Also an incredibly lucky idiot. Basic Plains Path. I'm pretty sure we just click submit against Basic Plains Path. I think less is more with sideboarding in this deck. Do I turn some number of Deliverance into Veil of Summer in the dark? Do I just like assume they're on blue cards? Does Basic Plains imply blue cards? Yeah, I am really glad they didn't cast Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I think they're probably on some kind of Bears deck. I don't know. And if they do have blue cards, we get to play game 3 on the play next game, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine, chat. True Belcher deck. If we don't know what, if we don't sideboard, we get punished for not sideboarding. We'll have game 3 on the play. This hand does not have a... This hand's an Allosaurus Rider away from a turn 1 kill. Because we go, pitch this, Manamorphose Neoform, but I don't think you keep this at 7. This is not a keepable 6. It doesn't have a Tutor or an Allosaurus Rider. Going down to 5. You can still turn 1 on 5 cards. Going to 6, going to 6, or going to 4, going to 4. Yikes. All right, keeping this one. I think we're keeping this one. We're going to bottom Evolution, Worm, Shoal. My opponent also mulliganed to 4. My opponent also mulliganed to 4. Alright, so confirmed playing blue-white control. So I assume we're dead at this point. Yeah, if we hit Manamorphose, we can Morphose into green-green and cycle these Deliverance. Oh no, not Ambush Viper. We can't beat a counterspell, so if we draw a land, we're gonna YOLO next turn. Alright. Okie doke. YOLO Swaggins. Holy crap, they mana leaked my Manamorphose. Deal Areno. Deal Areno. There is much fear in their dojo, chat. There is much fear in their dojo. Who's got 2 thumbs and concedes to another counterspell? This guy right here. Wow, they played around the Spirit Guide. Tilt. Tilt. Alright, so we're bringing in the anti-counterspell cards. Sideboarding super clean here. We just cut the 4 copies of Deliverance, and we bring in 3 copies of Summer and a Pact of Negation. Super, super clean. Yes, get him on the play. I would love to play first. This hand does nothing. This hand turned 1s, right? So if they don't have a Force of Negation, they have to have a Force here. If they have a Force, we lose, but if they don't have a Force, we're probabilistically going to win. So, they kept 6. They appear to be auto-passing, which hopefully means they're dead. Still need to hit Shoal. It's fine, we'll hit the Shoal. Oh, Shoal plus Worm. Alright. 2 Shoals plus 2 Worms. Papi! Papi! Isn't Magic an incredibly fun, interactive game where both players make meaningful decisions? I think Magic is sweet. You think my opponent had a good time? You think it was good for them? I hope it was good for them. Just for the record, just so my position is crystal flipping clear, Wizards of the Coast, please ban key cards out of this deck. This deck is not okay. Please ban it. So, the game has ended. My opponent has lost. They took the only game actions they took that game was mulliganing. Would banning Morphos be enough? Probably. I would ban Spirit Guide too. I would ban Morphos and Spirit Guide. Those cards should not be modern legal. Morphos and Spirit Guide should not be legal. All turn 1 combos also use Simian Spirit Guide. Fast mana does not have a place in Modern. Take Mox Opal, take Simian Spirit Guide, take them out back behind the shed and put them down. They do not belong. Yeah, they have long overstayed their welcome. Get them out of here. Record, we are undefeated. I'd like the record to reflect that our opponents just lost that game without taking game actions other than mulliganing, but Splinter Twin is banned. Sorry, I defaulted to saying Stoneforge Mystic is banned, which is not true anymore. Is this a keep on 6? We have 8 cards that kill them on 2. It's pretty unlikely, right? I feel like I'm supposed to go to 5 here. I feel like if I was on 5, I'd probably keep this. I'm gonna go to 5. Alright, this is not great, but it's definitely a keep on 5. This hand is not good. This is the flip side to this deck. So I would like the record to reflect that I'm aware when I talk about banning cards out of this deck, I'm aware that this deck and decks like it have a failure rate where they lose to themselves some amount of the time. I do not think the failure rate of this deck makes it an okay deck to have exist in Modern. The types of games that this archetype generates are they're just so bad. And the kid who loses at his first FNM on turn 1 without taking any game actions other than mulliganing doesn't care that only happens some of the time. What they care about is that their gameplay experience was ruined. Yeah, we're talking about the deck that I'm playing. This deck is both hilarious and shouldn't exist. So just waiting on one of our 8 tutors here. It's not really overpriced, Hider. It's like appropriately priced after turn 1 is why it's good. So it's free turn 1, and then it's appropriately priced after turn 1, especially being an instant. It adds an absurd level of consistency. If that card wasn't free on turn 1, it would not be busted. It would just be playable. But the fact that it's free on turn 1... Once upon a time, I was missing an Urza's Tower, and now I have Tron on 3. Just saying. I will say, from a flavor perspective, the card is just like a colossal slam dunk. So good job on the name and what the card does with its name. All right, 8 shots, 1 chance to roll. Opportunity comes once in a game time. Oh, that was not what we needed. All right, so we get to spin to win here. Let's make blue-green. Get a redraw. It's unfortunate. So probably dead here. That one doesn't beat us. Spyglass for Griselbrand beats us. Yeah, Marty, honestly, I'm hoping that the printing of Once Upon a Time means that they're gonna ban Ancient Stirrings. I'm hoping that's what the setup is for. So I don't believe Arena is down. They said it was a 0 downtime update. It's just the normal updater doesn't work for me. So I need to wait for them to update this alternative updater, this MSI package, and they've not done that yet this morning. So if the normal Arena updater works for you, you should be able to get in now. It does not work for me, so we're going to hang out and play Modern. I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if they update it. If they update that before we start our next Modern League, we'll play some Standard to wrap things up today. But if that updater's not updated by the time we finish this league, I'm going to do a 4th Modern deck to close things out. Yeah, mulligan here, right? No tutor. This is a turn 2 kill. I did not play the hot pile of Moxes, Marty. I need to do some thinking on that one, so I didn't want to just pull it up. I don't do deck construction on stream. Not Digger's Cage. You did. Now, it is a little unfortunate that we have to exile a Nourishing Shoal here, because that gives us 1 less to combo with. So there is a chance we brick here. That being said, if we do brick, we didn't pact. So, like, because we haven't pacted, we get set up to just go again next turn. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to get Wurm there. Yeah, I'm probably supposed... If I would have gotten Wurm there, I would get to draw another 7. So I have 2 Manamorphose. So we go pitch this, cast Manamorphose. There's a Nourishing Shoal. So now let's Summoner's Pact for that worm. We did not draw a Noxious Revival. Might be a good time to pull our Kiki card you talked about earlier today, +1 for Dealer's Choice. Thanks, Dougie. I appreciate it. I'm not playing any creature toolbox decks on stream in Modern until after the new set drops now, because all the creature toolbox decks want Once Upon a Time. Did I draw my other Noxious Revival yet? I did not. No, that deck wants Once Upon a Time too. So I really like the Saheeli Blade deck, but I'm going to wait to play it until we get the new cards. I was actually going to play it again today, but like my desire to play a deck that I know isn't optimal, just like, isn't high. Yeah, I really hope the Once Upon a Time is them setting up to ban Ancient Stirrings. I really don't want to play against Tron where they have Ancient Stirrings and Once Upon a Time. I mean, for large amounts of money, I'll play anything today. But it's optimal for the time being, but I'm not going to be playing any Modern tournaments between now and when the new set releases. So, like, I want to play the Saheeli deck some more to, like, optimize my favorite deck in Modern. So if I play a Modern thing, I have something that I like to play. But, like, there's no point in optimizing if it's going to be different. All right, DJ Jedi Jeff, you're a longtime sub here too, which means you know the rule. If you want to tell me I'm wrong, you have to tell me why I'm wrong. Otherwise, you take a 10-minute break. Do I keep this? I feel like I'm supposed to keep this, right? It just needs a Summoner's Pact or an Allosaurus Rider, and I'm on the draw and I have some cantrips. Hey, thanks for keeping me around, the green speed. I appreciate that. Well. All right, so I could still draw it here. Unfortunate. Schwer, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And now we're pretty unlikely to go, right? Pretty unlikely to be able to win from here. Okay. Land is good. Land means if we hit the thing next turn, we can go. Is it worth it to Noxious back a Cycler? No, because that gives you the same number of cards, Gargantuan. Because Noxious puts the card on top of our deck, so we're just like drawing a card to cycle it again. Hey, Velman, thanks for the brand new Prime as well. I appreciate that. So we're shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. We have 8 draws here that let us go. That is not one of them. And if they have a Tron piece, they can Karn plus Trinisphere, and then we're going to die. Yep. And again, like, that's how these games go. I think my keep was fine. I'm happy with all my plays. The games, and that's why this deck is such a feel-bad experience on both sides. This deck doesn't really lose to decks like Tron. It beats itself. So sometimes we were one card short. If we'd have hit that Summoner's Pact last turn, we'd have gone off. Is what it is. We've beaten our opponents twice and ourself once. It's not a terrible rate overall. I mean, any interaction hurts us good. The goal is you just, like, go off before they get there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this on the draw again. I know it just didn't work out, but like we're on the draw and we get a redraw towards the turn 1 here. So I think it's correct to keep this. Oh, that Wooded Foothills is beautiful. So again, Pact or Allosaurus Rider. Let's just get going. Yep. And this time we even have the second land, so that when we miss here and don't get to turn 1 them, we have the mana to set up to turn 2 them. They don't have a second land. All right, well, here's hoping they don't have a Spell Snare or a Spell Pierce. So we want to keep Shoal and a Fatty here because that gives us more draws. Do you have interaction? Dead to Spell Pierce because we cast Summoner's Pact. And again, like, that can interact with us. Discard spells to counter spells get us. Tidwell, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Don't get to watch as much anymore, but keeping up the support for what you do for the community. Thanks for the 7 months, Heddle. I appreciate it. Good to have you around when you're here. That new hero's downfall is new hero's downfall that doesn't get duressed, which is absurd. It's quite absurd. So pretty easy counterspell plan here. We just cut the 4 Deliverance for 3 Veil of Summers and a Pact of Negation. Yeah, it's a creature everywhere other than on the stack. It does get Thought Erasure, that's true. Still legal to take with Thought Erasure. So Breeding Pool, Miss Second Land, Spell Pierce, do we put them on like Infect here? Not that it really matters, but they're probably Infect, right? This is a turn 1, right? Allosaurus Rider, pitch this, make mana, evolution. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Driving in my car, beep beep. Hope no one wrecks into me. Alright, don't force me, puppy. Don't do it. Have a heart. Have a heart. Just die. Eartham, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Draw some cards. Draw some cards. Wow, we are like really bad at drawing. We are like really bad at drawing Shoal, huh? That's fine. We didn't pact, right? That's fine. We didn't pact. We're cool. It's cool, chat. It's cool. It's gonna be okay. We get to try again next turn. Pact for Vizier, right? Wow, waited till my turn to path me. Loose. Opponent is playing fast and loose. If they lose this game, they deserve it. All right, they should be probabilistically dead at this point. Because we have the children. Yeah, the failure rate of this deck is like, I have 7 cards in my hand and a Griselbrand in play. Go. How many turns was that? So I took 2 turns, they took 1 turn. 2 plus 1 is 3. Modern's a turn 3 format. Just for those who are counting at home. Yeah, this hand's great, right? We just need a land. They are, in fact. It's a good read, Hogland. All right, that's a Pact of Negation. So we just need, a land next turn. This deck is all the worst parts of Legacy imported mod. I agree, Punchworthy. 10 out of 10 agree. Big agree. Now here's the real question. Our opponent's deck can kill on turn 2. So do I get a turn 2 to try and kill them? If Elvish Spirit Guide was legal, this deck would be absurd. I wonder if this deck is better in... I kind of want to play this deck in Legacy now. I kind of want to play this deck in Legacy. Should we do that? What are the other upgrades you get? You get Elvish Spirit Guide. What else is there? If we play a 4th league today, I already have cards for Modern Feather. If Arena's still not back. Yep, so the way to submit a deck to be played is submit it using the form on my website to start. That is always the best way to get started. There's a Shoal over here, right? Yep. You get Lotus Petal? Yeah, you get Lotus Petal. This is worse than Black Red Reanimator. Yeah, probably, but it's way sweeter. Your mana is obviously better. My opponent has conceded from the game. All right, 3-1. 3-1 with us losing to ourselves once. In Legacy Neobrand, do we main deck Veil of Summer? Yes. Yes, 1,000%. Yeah, Legacy editions are 50 because Legacy's not super popular. Just to be on record, I would take this as a Legacy submission, and I'd do the upgrades. There's simply not enough room. Maybe. I think there's a chance that it could be better than Sylvan Scrying or Expedition Map. This hand just needs a land, right? You can play Land Grant in Legacy. Yes, you can. Snap Keep, thanks for the Prime Support. For people saying this deck would play Force of Will, stop it. You need green cards to pitch to Allosaurus Rider, and not only do you need green cards to pitch to Allosaurus Rider, but you also don't have enough blue cards to play Force of Will. Marty Punker doling out the sub-gifty. Should I get this put together for Legacy? I got you. I got you. Alright, looks like Dredge is probabilistically dead. Alright. And Dredge is another deck where they probably can't just beat us having a Griselbrand. Jen Rand, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Looking for a Pact or a Fatty. Hey, look, there's a Fatty. You know, this is our second time playing this deck. I really can't believe this deck is still legal. Maybe the people playing it, maybe the people playing it just don't mulligan enough on average for it to put up the results. I don't know. The consistency here is pretty absurd. Yeah, if I recall correctly, the last time we played this, that's true. This deck, a deck like this is much worse in the Pro Tour setting because open deck lists make it a lot worse. Because people know you're coming. Know you're coming to punk them out. Alright, did I draw my Lab Man yet? I did draw my Lab Man. Maybe standard because I need WotC to update their alternative installer for me to be able to update Arena. Because there was an Arena patch this morning. And their stock updater doesn't work for me. So if they update the patch, the alternative installer by the end of this match, we're going to play standard as the last deck of the day. If they don't update it, we're going to play one more modern deck. If we play another modern deck, it's going to be red, white, feather in modern. So my opponent's playing Dredge. They could have Thoughtseize post-board. I think I just click submit. I'm just clicking submit. You want to board in Leyline? I don't think so. Some of these dredge decks don't have any Thoughtseizes. I think I'd rather just have Deliverance as extra green cards in a cantrip. If they get us, we get game 3 on the play. If we see like a bunch of their deck and they have a pile of Thoughtseizes. If this hand draws a Simian Spirit Guide or a Neoform, they die on 1. They potentially die on 1. And I get another shot at that too here, right? So I think it's actually right to make green here. So regardless of which colors of mana I make, I cut myself off of 4 outs. So if I make green-blue, Simian Spirit Guide means I don't kill them. If I make green-green, Neoform means I don't kill them. The upside to making green-green is it lets me cycle these Deliverances. So I think I make green-green because I have the same number of outs to draw regardless of which combination of mana I make. I don't know if it has Blood Moon in it. The deck list is in the deck queue. Simian Spirit Guide or Neoform lets us kill. Now we can Pact for Simian Spirit Guide. That's not true. Pact only gets green creatures, which is why gaining Elvish Spirit Guide in Legacy will be a pretty big upgrade, because it'll let Pact be mana. So now I have to hope to not draw the second Griselbrand next turn. It's actually kind of funny. This, So, do I assume I'm killing them here? The mill 2 off the Shriekhorn could actually screw with our combo. Like, if they're really lucky, they could hit our second Griselbrand here. Okay, so ideally, I want to stay above 3 because they could mill into Creeping Chill and kill me otherwise. Put Noxious Revival back on I'm going to put the Shoal back on top of my deck, which could get them to Shriekhorn me before I draw here. Okay, so they're targeting me, so I'm going to draw again in response, so I guaranteed get my Shoal. They milled over another Shoal, that's fine. Alright, so they should be dead here. There's 22 cards in our deck. We just need to draw some Simian Spirit Guides. So there's 1, 2. Is there another Spirit Guide over here? Not yet. There's 1 card left in my deck. Okay, there's a 3rd Spirit Guide. And a 4th Spirit Guide deal. So we do this. There's one card in my deck. I'll make white-blue with this. Now we play Children of Korlis, which lets us gain a bunch of life. So if they try and kill Lab Maniac in response, we can draw again. So at 54. Okie doke, you know. This deck is not okay. This deck is really, I am really glad that this is not a deck that's popular, because if this deck was popular, it would destroy everything I've been enjoying about Modern right now. Like, this deck is all the worst parts of Legacy, pretty much. Sands the Wastelands, the Rishadan ports, like, yeah, when Once Upon a Time gets printed, we'll probably cut these 4 Dissenter's Deliverance for 4 Once Upon a Time. How long did that leak take? Not long. I posted a picture, let me see. I posted a picture of the deck list in Discord at 10:23. So, 70 minutes. That was with me explaining the plays. Like, that was only my 2nd time playing the deck, too. So, like, that was with me fumbling around a little bit. So, Simian Spirit Guide should be banned. Manamorphose potentially should be on the chopping block, too. But this card should definitely go. Simian Spirit Guide is not okay. Anytime people are dying on turn 1 in Modern, Simian Spirit Guide's to blame. I think if you're looking to piss people off, this sounds like a great deck to piss people off with.